Hello everybody, welcome to video 3 of Krakow Sports. Today I want to talk about the 2021 draft class of running backs. We haven't even seen what these rookie running backs in the 2020 draft are going to do, but some big names like Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the Kansas City Chiefs. We got DeAndre Swift on the Detroit Lions. We got Jonathan Taylor on the Colts. So running back has always been a very interesting position that I love to take note of because, nowadays, you have a runner that can strictly just be run first, like 3 down back, kind of how Frank Gore was used throughout his entire career with the 49ers and so on and so forth. He's a beast still. Keeps on going. But nowadays in 2020, a running back is expected to do more: catch passes, pass protect, have a very high IQ. Stamina can go either way, though. I mean, I can see because now third down running backs, like scat backs, they try to like running back by committee. So the 2021 draft class that's coming in is going to be a very intriguing one at that. One of the top players on my list is Travis Etienne. He's a running back from Clemson. He has some really great numbers to really look at from what he did in the 2019 season. At 56 career touchdowns, he averaged 7.8 yards per carry in his career at Clemson. It said he could have went pro this past draft, and he would have been maybe like above Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift rankings of how explosive he was. But he's staying another year, which is good. He's focusing on his education, and it's tough with running backs returning for a senior year after they have a really great stretch because their draft stock is at an all-time high, and God forbid an injury happens or situations off the field happen. So it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up to really declare for the draft or to stay another year, but he chose to stay another year, and you got to respect that. He went on this insane tear from the 2018 season to the 2019 season where he had 3,305 yards rushing. He had 43 touchdowns in that span for about 411 carries. And not let alone his receiving stats that he had. He's a great receiver out the backfield with 54 catches for 567 yards, 6 touchdowns. So he can definitely get in the pass game. And like I just said, his highlight is pass blocker. He's a huge pass blocker. And the NFL nowadays, you need that. You absolutely need that. And that's going to lead me into my next running back. Give me Chuba Hubbard. He redshirted his sophomore year of college. He just led the NCAA in rushing with 2,094 yards. He over with 328 carries. He had 21 touchdowns. He averaged 6.4 yards a carry. He had a breakout in 2019, and he's going to be running for Oklahoma State for another year, which is great. So because we have such a small sample size to really judge him on that one season, and that's so hard to judge a running back by one season because you need consistency, and consistency is key. So Chuba Hubbard is a name to watch for sure. He had such a dynamic season, and so now it's all about, can he do it again? Can he put himself in that class and to continue that 22 plus balls caught in a season, and maybe he can up that a little bit because, like I said, the NFL is looking for 3 down backs, and a guy who can produce the way Hubbard has, why not, right? So the next prospect I wanted to go into is Najee Harris from Alabama. And that's, before I did my research and such, Najee Harris was the one that I knew about. Because, I mean, how can you not hear about Alabama running backs nowadays, right? Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson. And now you got Najee Harris. Josh Jacobs before, can't leave him out. Got snubbed for the Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. But Kyler Murray definitely earned it. But Najee Harris is a part of Alabama, and Alabama is also known as Running Back University. They produce running backs day in and day out, and you got to give it to Alabama and their coaching staff and their players for persevering through their practices and just making it to game day and proving their worth on almost every down. Najee Harris has a rare combination of size and speed, similar to Derrick Henry in a way. He's a classic Alabama product. He's great in the passing game as well. And his 2019 season, he had 209 carries for 1,224 yards, 13 touchdowns. And he can, those are great numbers to have. And I guarantee he's going to make the most of it next year as well, since that's going to be his draft year when he goes into the 2021 draft. So he's definitely a huge name to watch. I mean, Alabama, all players are really put on notice from being from that amazing school. Nick Saban, right? And so the next prospect I wanted to talk about is Kenneth Gainwell. He's from Memphis. He's a really great 3-down back as well. He caught 50+ balls last year, so the hands are definitely there. It's gonna be a tough task this year. Well, his 2019 season, he had 231 carries, 1,459 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 6.3 yards per carry. And so he's gonna have his year in 2020, and we'll see how that goes. And I really have all the confidence in the world that he'll do very well. He might possibly stay for another year to sharpen his skills, which isn't a bad decision. To go down the road of education, to be there for another year, to gaining more experience, be a sponge and absorb information from other prospects from Memphis. It'll be very interesting because Memphis has a new training staff. They have new coaches in the building. So I'm really interested to see how they use him. 230+ carries last year, and he produces almost 1,500 yards with 13 touchdowns. That's not a bad recipe to have if you're a new coach and you're walking in and you have Gainwell just right there at your disposal. So these 4 running backs are going to be very interesting to watch. 2021 is, you can never have too many running backs in this league, and the teams I can really see maybe going after one of these guys, I could see Jacksonville. Going after them because Jacksonville was trading everybody this past offseason. Leonard Fournette was possibly on the trade block as well before draft time, but they decided to keep him around. So maybe people in that building, they have trust in him, but maybe the durability is a big issue for them. Tampa Bay is another team that could be looking at these running backs, depending on how Tom Brady adapts to that team with Ronald Jones. They lost Peyton Barber because Peyton Barber went to the Redskins, I believe. So they're really putting their stuff into Ronald Jones, and Ronald Jones is a beast as well. So who knows what that could end up being. So that's one of them. And then you're gonna look behind the star running backs, like God forbid, like Dalvin Cook gets hurt, Saquon Barkley. I'm not very confident that Dion Lewis and Wayne Gallman can really carry the load if Saquon goes down again. But it'd be very helpful to have a guy who's been so productive in college to do that, to step in. So there's always room for running backs, and there's the running back money is always going to be a factor. But running backs are expected to do a lot these days, and I for one believe that they deserve a good amount of money, a great contract, because they have a lot on their shoulders. A lot of running backs are getting trained the route trees that wide receivers are being taught, and they're not getting compensated for it. So it makes a lot of sense. But these guys, I have all the confidence that these guys can make an impact if they do come into the draft, and it's only a matter of time before which team picks them up or how their 2020 season is going to be. So I'm super excited. Love me some running back action. So thank you guys so much. My appreciation, I'm very speechless with the amount of reactions I've had with these videos, and I can't thank you guys enough for helping me being put into this position, and it means the world, and I wouldn't be here without you guys. Thank you so much.
ETN trying to bounce outside to the 30. He's loose to midfield.